and welcome back to Good Times with Vihaan. So today's topic is the water cycle. Well, water is the best resource gifted by Mother Nature, and water is one out of the 5 basic elements. And well, water and the Earth's surface is covered 70% with just water and only water. And this water is purified and circulated again and again by Mother Nature without us doing anything, and this process is called as the water cycle. And you know that the water cycle can also be called as the hydrologic cycle. And well, you know that this water in the water cycle has 3 forms, which is the liquid form, the gaseous form, that are water vapors, and then the solid form, that are ice. So the first step of the water cycle is evaporation. Well, evaporation is basically when the sun heats up all the water bodies like lakes, rivers, dams, oceans, seas, and etc. And that heated water by those water bodies are rising up into the form of water vapors. And water bodies like lakes, oceans, rivers, seas, dams, and ocean and etc. are playing a very important role in evaporation along with the sun. So now let's talk about transpiration. Well, transpiration is similar to evaporation, but here water vapors are generated by trees. Well, when the roots absorb water for photosynthesis, then the extra unused water is moved or thrown out by the stomata, and that water takes form of water vapors. That is why it rains a lot with the regions that have mountains or a lot of heavy trees. So now let's talk about sublimation. Well, sublimation is basically when ice is directly converting into water vapors without melting into liquid. And then this is a slower process compared to evaporation. So my friends, now we are clear that evaporation is when the sun heats up the water, and that water is generated into water vapor. And transpiration is when water vapors are generated by trees, by the extra unused water is thrown out by the stomata. And sublimation is when the ice caps are directly turning into water vapor without melting. So now let's see what is condensation. Well, we know that water vapors are generated by evaporation, transpiration, and sublimation. So when that water vapor rises up in a high altitude, as it is very cold there up in the atmosphere, then that water vapor along with some dust particles combine together to make some water droplets, and this process is called as condensation. And when all of these water droplets combine together, and then all of them combine, and then they make clouds that are rising up high in the sky. Now clouds are formed after condensation, and then when some tiny droplets come up into the sky with some other droplets, they combine together and make bigger droplets. And when the cloud can't hold enough weight of those water droplets, then it bursts into the form of rain, drizzle, and snow and hail. And this precipitated water may fall into water bodies again or into landforms that can be expressed into several ways. let's check what is runoff. Well, now we know that water droplets fall on the ground, is precipitated on the ground, and then that rainwater is combining to form channels and then rivers and then ends up ultimately into seas. So when this rainwater falls down, then all of it just does not run off then combines channels and then goes in rivers and then ultimately into seas or oceans, but some of that rainwater is absorbed by the tree's roots and then that water seeps into the ground and then this is called as infiltration. Well, it's pretty well known that most clouds are dark when they are about to rain, and most clouds are very white, transparently, crystal clearly white when they are not going to rain at all. So this is what I have been wondering from the last few months, and I think you were also. So here is the magic behind it. So when the cloud has very less water droplets, then all of those water droplets just scatter all the light equally, and that's why it's a thin cloud. But when there are many water droplets inside a cloud, then the thickness also increases. So and the thickness also increases. So mainly the upper part only gets all that sun rays and it reflects it and scatters it from the upper part only, not the downer part. The lower part and that lower part does not get enough light. So the bottoms of the clouds are not getting enough light. But they still scatter all the colors, but we perceive this as grey. But if you go in any aeroplane or helicopter, then you can see that all the clouds are white only. Bye bye everyone. So bye friends. If you like my this water cycle video and the other ones, then please like and subscribe it. And we made a lot of hard work in this big water cycle model. If you like it, then please comment it down or like the video. Bye friends. This is GTV Good Times with Vihaan signing out until the next time.